All right, so here we have a really cool foot and ankle stretch, and you can see already by the way that I'm sitting with my feet kind of lying on their side, this is a great way to start. A lot of people won't feel this one, but what you might feel already is a little bit of kind of an opening feeling, if you will, or a stretching feeling on the outside of your legs. This is not part of the stretch. This is just a cool way to kind of start with it. The first part of the stretch is actually very important. So what we're gonna do, because it's a dual camera, I'm gonna go ahead and do my left leg here. And so what we can do here is we can hold our foot inside, we can bring it up on our leg. It really just depends on your mobility. For the second camera option, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it like this because we can see it better over there. And what I'm gonna do here is the first thing I wanna do is start to pull my toes apart. So a lot of times I tell people this one is kind of as if like two little kids, like two little toddlers, were playing, I don't know, over your toes and basically just trying to pull them apart. And this one is quite important. A lot of people kind of laugh at this one because it seems a bit funny, it seems a bit strange. I don't know, just because we're playing with our feet, I'm not sure. But this one's quite important because if we don't take this one serious, I always tell the athletes and clients, the more they take the first one serious, the less the second one will hurt or the less they will hate me. So it's very important to really take some time and open up those toes. Now, if you feel like it's kind of like a tearing sensation, that's actually just some really tight fascia in between the toes that has not been stretched in a while, and it's the feeling of that stretching. So don't worry, you're not tearing anything. Just continue to work on those tight spots, really kind of pulling them in every direction you can really think. Try to be creative with the situation. That's why I joke about the toddlers, because they would pull everything in every direction you could imagine. And when you really feel like you've opened up all 5 of those, what we're gonna do now is we're going to take our left foot, so that's what I'm working right now, and our right hand, and we're gonna basically combine or marry the two together. Now, obviously, I'm gonna do that with my foot. I just wanted you guys to see this so you can get the concept and the idea. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my first finger and I'm gonna slide it in between my first and second toe, and I'm gonna continue that process until each one of my fingers, I think I missed one there, let's see here, each one of my fingers, there we are, slides in between the toes. Now you will notice your basically second finger from the last, so I believe that's your ring finger, will sometimes really not fit in that space between your toes. That is perfect because that shows you the tightness that you have. Now, I kind of sped through the first exercise, so I'm paying the price now, because what we want to make sure is that our fingers are also as far down as we can get them into the foot. So I don't want the fingers just sitting on the top. I really want them down to the bottom of those toes, right at the base of where they start. And that for me right now is a bit hard because it's been a while since I've done this. And so from here, what we're gonna do once we get that our fingers in position is, I call it the boat gas throttle. So we're just gonna kind of pretend we're in one of those little cigarette boats, little speed boats, and we're gonna play with just kind of every direction with pumping that gas. So you can see me mimicking it with my left hand, and that's what we're basically doing with the right. And we just really wanna try to find some different areas that we can feel stretching into the foot. And again, a lot of times in people, this really kind of hurts their toes at first. And even as I do this, I'm always trying to kind of slide my fingers deeper or keep them there so they don't really want to slide and pop out. After you've done this for about 45 seconds or a minute, or as long as you want to actually, we're gonna go into the next one, which you can take your fingers out from your toes. Next one, you're just gonna kind of turn your foot towards you. So I've got my underhand pulling towards me and my left hand pushing away. And then after I've held that for a little while, I'm gonna do the opposite. And now my right hand's gonna push away, my left hand's gonna turn towards me. And just kind of really feel that stretch in there. All right, now due to the camera angle, I'm actually gonna switch to my right leg. Usually we would do all the stretches on one and then switch to the next, but since the other camera is here, I'm gonna go ahead and just do it in this position, because what I wanna do now is I wanna get in that position as if we were going to do that famous quad stretch, but we're not gonna go down. Instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get that angle of that ankle as straight as we can. So I really want to get that ankle as plantar flex as possible. So that means it's really pushing down. If that's not possible for some of you, you can slide the ankle out. That's not a problem. But our goal will really to be getting our lower leg in this line, because what we're going to do from here is we're not going to lean back for the quad. We're actually going to pick the knee up. And from picking the knee up, what you will be able to tell is you can also then begin to kind of rotate your body and even change the position in which you're opening that ankle at. And from here, we just always want to remember to continue to breathe nice and slow, because a lot of times this stuff can get quite painful. But we want a nervous system working with us, not fighting against us. And in order to do that, we need to make sure we're just staying calm and breathing and keeping our yoga face and Zen face on, as I like to say. And then when you've kind of felt like that has opened up, you can also modify and do it with both, or keep your other hand back and go from here. When you feel like that has opened up, the last stretch we're going to go into is going to be, we're going to get on our knees. So make sure we stay in the camera here. I'm going to change my angle a little bit so we can really see in the other camera better. And what we're going to do from here is we're now going to sit on our heels. Now you can see in the second camera that it looks kind of like my toes are bent in a 90-degree angle. If we only feel in our toes, that means that we're actually missing the range of motion in the bottom of our foot to allow us to walk a little bit deeper. Because right now I don't feel like my toes are breaking in half. I can feel the stretch kind of not only in my foot, but also in the lower part of my Achilles, if you will. And what I like to say here is what we want to do is we want to kind of try to do this little dance here, walk back a little bit. And then if we can feel it go a bit deeper, when we get that depth, we want to try to hold it. And I always feel this on the inside, so on the other side from here of my, what is that, my right ankle. So really right here, just on the inside of that. And if I play with my heel, my angles of my heels, like maybe I try to get them together, I feel it even more. Sometimes when people turn them out, they feel it a bit more. So you can kind of change the angles. You can see what I'm doing with my thumbs here, of the feet here, or of the heels. Remember to breathe. And if you can walk back a little bit deeper, go and walk back. And then just try to hold this one. If this one's not possible at the beginning, that's okay. You can try to do it, but if it just feels like you're breaking your toes or you can't even get in that position, then go ahead and start with just the other three, correct? 1, 2, yes, the other 3. And then when you're able to, move to the last one.